Regulation 14 recognises that there may be instances where it's not possible to switch off the supply whilst working on the equipment, and the requirements of Regulation 7 to cover dangerous conductors with insulating material cannot be met. In these instances, work will take place on or near live conductors and may give rise to danger. Regulation 14 is designed to reduce the risk of injury in these circumstances. The first thing to note is that the regulation refers to any work activity which may give rise to danger, so not only electrical work. Secondly, the requirements in Regulation 14 for conductors to be suitably insulated so as to prevent danger is relative to the work being carried out. For example, a cable with perfectly healthy insulation may not be suitably insulated if a power tool is being used in the vicinity. Work on or near live conductors is still prohibited unless three conditions set out in the regulations are met. To begin with, in order to work on or near live conductors, it must be unreasonable in all the circumstances for the conductors to be dead. If testing is to be carried out, for example, it probably would be unreasonable for the conductors to be dead all of the time. Secondly, it must be reasonable for persons to be at work on or near the conductors whilst they are live. If the work could be carried out on the conductors from a distance, then the regulation would prohibit close working. If the work can only be carried out on or near the conductors whilst they are live, then it becomes important to fulfill the final condition, that suitable precautions are taken to prevent injury, such as the use of insulated ladders, insulated tools, and personal protective equipment. Regardless of the precautions demanded by particular situations, the foundation of all safe working is a well-planned and rigorously executed safe system of work. The safe system of work should consider the knowledge and experience necessary for those who are to work on or near live conductors, the provision of adequate information about the systems to be worked on, including up-to-date drawings, the limits of the work to be carried out, and of course, what precautions must be taken to avoid injury. Control of the area by means of barriers could also be important to keep those not able to appreciate the danger away from the area. Sometimes accompaniment may be used if a second person can further contribute to safe working, but must never be used in place of proper PPE or to make up for a lack of competence in those carrying out the work. To be able to prove due diligence, assessment for all work on or near live conductors should be kept. Often a pro forma safety document is used for this purpose, which would contain all the information mentioned earlier. This regulation can seem very complicated, but the rules are very straightforward. Ensure you have a sound, safe system of work. Make dead as many of the conductors as possible, making clear which ones are still live. Work at a distance, if possible, and take precautions to avoid injury, which should include a competent workforce as well as personal protective equipment.